I mean, it certainly was an extraordinary year last year, as it continues to be. I mean, to be candid, of course, economically, it generally was a bad year within the industry for most companies' revenue lines. Within what's been a period of shift and uncertainty, budgets have been put on hold and ultimately either moved or worse, removed short to mid-term. This varied by category last year, as far as I could see. FMCG, grocers, and online entertainment had continued or even increased spends, obviously, for obvious reasons. Whereas clearly, the travel sector and high price point goods like cars, their marketing budgets dropped off a cliff, as everyone sort of saw. The other thing was, new product launches, they were affected. So you don't want to launch a new product in a climate of uncertainty like this. So a number of, all brands across the board held back on any marketing activity for sort of innovation. I guess your question more around audience. Audience behavior changed a lot. Obviously, people not going into the office had a varied effect on certain formats. For example, digital audio consumption increased significantly. Smart speakers replaced mobile as the most used device for digital audio. People clearly watched more TV. That must have generated a lot more higher figures there. Cinema numbers obviously reduced for obvious reasons, and of course, as did out of home. However, in out of home, in out of home though, we saw footfall increase to almost normal levels by the end of the summer as people changed back to their routine, which meant some resolve in out of home budgets. But the important thing is that the changes were actually in that footfall, so it was more local than national. So people weren't going to Oxford Street in central London; they were going to their local high streets. So it was a different, different changes in that footfall. And actually, what we're seeing now, the height of this lockdown in the UK, actually 50% of people are still working in the normal way, which includes sort of key workers and people going not necessarily to offices, but to their normal working environment. And actually, as much as 30% of kids are going to school from the sort of key workers, kids, and so on. So there's going to be some interesting stats there. And in terms of the emerging format specifically, obviously what I'm working in, I used to work for DAX and Global. So I was the head of programmatic there last year, starting Hivestack in December. So worked there for a long time. There's a number of synergies between these emerging formats like digital audio and programmatic out of home. In many respects, the brakes being put on last year actually had a positive effect on the emerging formats, I think. It was a good chance, the budgets went down, but it was a good chance for actually people to spend a bit more time on these planning for things like connected TV, digital out of home, programmatic audio. And this is because both the buy sides and sell sides focused on these, and they're able to develop their opportunities more comprehensively and creatively, put themselves in a good stead for new activity, and in many cases it was embraced.